Great to have your company for another WSL Post Show. A short day, but not short on highlights and huge stories as we completed the round of 16 for the women, set up amazing quarterfinal heats. And we also saw the battle between those who've shored up positions on the championship tour already and those heroes who just keep fighting to survive these early rounds and get themselves back in contention and keep just a slim hope of getting that dream result and breaking through into the CT ranks for the back half of the season. Ronnie Blakey, Felicity Palmatier, Matt Jadowski, Flick. The intensity is just, it's right there, even on a beautiful, perfect WA day.
Oh, the intensity is fully here. I mean, it was a beautiful day. It was 30 degrees. We made the change to go over and surf at Southsides, and I feel like that was an amazing decision. There was still lots of consistency there and lots of drama today. A lot of buzzer beater moments, and yeah, it was just really exciting for me to call a few heats.
Yeah, it was, and we had great feedback from the surfers. They seemed to enjoy getting on the left-handers, and it was something different, and they were getting plenty of opportunities. Let's dive into one of the big matchups. Tatiana Weston-Webb, Tyler Wright, so much history between these two competitors, and we knew it was going to be a good heat, Matt.
Yeah, the 2016 winner taking on the 2021 winner, Tyler. She was fired up and ready to go fishing in the lead up to this event. But it was Tachi who started off with a bang and was off to an early start with some searing calves and looked really confident for pretty much the majority of this heat.
Yeah, she was dominating at the start.
Yeah, for me, I watched Tyler at the beginning of this heat, and I was worried for her. She just looked like she had a little bit of the wobbly boot on, and things weren't quite connecting. And Tati was just picking off these really smooth face waves, and I was thinking, okay, wow, Tati's here, she's winning this heat, like she's well and truly got the momentum, she's going through to the next round. But really it all came down to this last wave here from Tyler. This was just super clutch, really well surfed. It was an ugly wave, and that last turn there, hypercritical. Ended up scoring a 7.83 and keeping her dream alive and making the cut.
Man, she put that wave together really well. It was added drama with just the flare. She got it out of that first move, and the way she dropped down out of the zone. Obviously, heartbreak for Tatiana Weston-Webb. Wants to get herself another victory here in the West. But Tyler Wright, you've got to applaud the fight right to the last moment in that heat.
Yeah, it was really, really good to watch. And before this heat, she was number 10th on the rankings, and yeah, she was right there on that bubble on the cart. She didn't even know she wants to keep her job. She mentioned in her post-heat interview, and she, jumped up 2 spots. She shored her spot on for the back half of the tour, and officially made the cut.
Yeah, it was a super interesting one because when we went into that heat, Tatiana on the live rankings was in 7th. Tyler had drifted out to 10th. She was in real danger, the 2-time world champ, of falling off the tour. So she saved herself in a big way. But we know with that result, a lot of positions were kind of confirmed then. And these are the surfers that have made the cut already. And it's a really impressive lineup.
Yeah, it is impressive. Obviously, Tati losing to Tyler, but she's shored up her spot too. She's made the cut. Oh, we got, obviously, I mean, the amazing surfers here, but the big story for me today is Tati and Tyler.
Yeah, and of course, there is still a few surfers fighting to get themselves above that cut line. India Robinson on the top side of the draw, Matt, and then Sawyer and Sally.
Well, yeah,
surf against one another.
You have some veterans and you have some new blood in the likes of Molly Picklum and Caitlin Simmers, but we also have that last heat winner who could very well cause an upset in the next few days.
Oh, man. She surfs so well, but some relieved competitors there on screen. Stace, let's hear from Sawyer. What a performance.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Sawyer, what a cracking finish to the afternoon. How was it sitting out there with that clock counting down?
Yeah, at first I'm like, oh, there's 22 minutes left. I'll be okay. Like, there'll be another set. And then we were just sitting there, and then all of a sudden there was like 4 minutes left. And I'm like, oh my gosh, please bring a 3-wave set. And yeah, it came.
Indeed it did. I saw you get a great wave in the warm-up out here this morning. Is that something you look for every morning when you're preparing?
Yeah, I usually try and get a free surf before, and I kind of had a feeling that they would run out there. So yeah, I just went out and got a couple fun lefts. Felt like lowers.
That's dangerous for your competitors if you're saying that. It's 1 or 2 in the morning back in San Clemente. Do you reckon the family's up watching, yelling at the TV?
Yeah, I think my mom's awake. My brother might be sleeping, but hi, Mom. I miss you, and I can't wait to see you.
Well done. He's awake now. Thanks, Ron.
Wow, that is one very relieved competitor there, Sawyer Lindblad, did so well. That was a really difficult draw. Betty Lou started with absolute dynamite on that backhand. But, you know, Sawyer's surfing, I think you can't forget where she's from, where she's refined her forehand approach, her trestles, and that just worked right in her favour.
Yeah, I think that was my pickup too from that post-set interview when she started drawing comparisons to lowers and trestles. I was like, oh, this is dangerous. Like if we're having more heats out at Southsides and you're on your forehand, I mean, she's got such a vertical approach as well with that forehand snap. And yeah, I mean, that was a really tough draw too, coming up against, you know, Betty Lou, who's been in form all year.
Yeah, she's been amazing. But you're a big fan of Sawyer surfing, Matt.
Yeah.
You've spent a bit of time in California and seen some of her free surfing.
Yeah, I think with the coach of Jake Patterson here as well, just identifying the judging criteria for the day, which does change. It's a heat-by-heat basis and a day-by-day transition. Speed, power and flow are the three pillars of the criteria, but each day with changing conditions, there is that diversity. She adapted really well. She knew she needed either one major maneuver, but she got that really hardcore slice and backed it up with a pretty aggressive turn at the end where she got some air off at the end and it's a bit of drama. The judges ate it up and gave her the excellent score. So I think really well rewarded. And for the rookie, I think that's a really mature moment in her career.
Most definitely. And being able to lean into Snake's experience, who turned around one of the most unbelievable moments coming from behind to beat Bruce Irons at Pipe in 98. You know he will encourage her to continue that kind of fight back, and she could have a pretty good shot at this venue.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's got so much experience. He's obviously won out here as well. But, I mean, when I think about Jake, I just think he's just so analytical. He's so strategic. And for someone like Sawyer, who is a rookie on tour, he's just got so much information, so much knowledge, and obviously passing that on to Sawyer. And, yeah, she's looking deadly.
She sure is. Let's have a look at the Boost Mobile heat of the day. We could have picked from a couple, but this one belongs to the surfers in heat number 7. Sally Fitzgibbons up against Caroline Marks.
Yeah, this heat here, this was a big heat, and Caroline started off with a couple of nice scores. I think it was a 6 and a 5, and she was looking on fire. Her forehand was looking really spicy. I mean, those turns there, she was looking like she was doing them with ease. Sally had a bit more of a slower beginning here, but, you know, she just came back and just with big belts like that, sort of identifying that she wanted that closeout section, just to really have that exclamation mark in the judges' minds. And I mean, this turn here, this was really critical. That was the turning moment in the heat. Sally posted a 7.5 for that score. It was basically in the last couple of minutes of the heat, and obviously Sal all smiles, just keeping that dream alive. She needs a win, basically, to keep the dream alive. It's a big goal, but she's well and truly on her way.
Yeah, real lightness to Sally Fitzgibbons this year, despite the fact she's below that cut line. We've seen her in the same position before, but she just seems ready and just willing to have a real good run at it. She's been impressive so far. Massive victory there over Caroline Marks. Well, as I mentioned, the quarterfinals are taking shape, and Kaipo's been looking closely at those matchups.
That's right, Ron, sitting comfortably on my Bailey ladder. Bailey ladder's leaderboard. Let's take a look at quarterfinal matchups. We're going to have quarterfinal number 1, India Robinson up against Gabrielle Bryan. That's going to be a battle of the two power surfers in that first quarterfinal. Quarterfinal number 2, Molly Picklum coming up against Brisa Hennessy. That's going to be a rematch off of the semifinal at Sunset Year between Molly and Brisa. Then we have quarterfinal number 3, a tale of the new school versus the veteran, Katie Simmers up against Tyler Wright. Finally, quarterfinal number 4, Ron, Sally Fitzgibbons, Sawyer Lindblad, a must-win heat for both of those surfers in quarterfinal number 4 if they're looking to qualify for the back end of the year. That's the update from the Bailey Ladders leaderboard.
Oh, we love it. That last heat is going to be so intense. Two surfers who just proved that even with all the pressure, they're still able to do some great surfing, and they're not struggling with that at all, it seems.
Yeah, automatically my eyes go to that last quarterfinal. I just feel that's going to be super exciting. It's also going to be really heartbreaking because they are keeping their dream alive. They're fighting every day. They're having these clutch moments. They both just had a great heat this afternoon. But there's 3 surfers there. There's India Robinson as well up in the top half, that first quarterfinal. And yeah, it's just so exciting.
And Matt, we've got Caitlin Simmons kind of setting the pace as far as the scores go, just looking every bit the world number one.
Well, if there was any doubt about how Caitlin surfs on her backside, which may have been one of the concerns in that heat previous, she defied the odds because it was an incredible display of really loose, intuitive and creative surfing, the way that she was able to read the wave, adapt to the wave, and just find little speed pockets that, I mean, it's a seldom surfed wave this left. It's a right-hander. And she went out there and had a ball and relished the opportunity to show her surfing on her backside, which she said in her post-heat interview.
Yeah, and as a result of, a lot of those top seeds progressing, we also saw some surfers relegated to the Challenger Series. And for these competitors, they don't have a lot of time to kind of dwell on the disappointment. They're going to have to recoup, get themselves set for a big run at that second-tier tour.
Yeah, well, there's 3 surfers there. I mean, Luana, Isabella and Sophie have all been in this exact situation before. They've fallen off tour. They've got relegated to the Challenger. They're probably going to be packing up their things. And I'd say they're probably going to be heading over to Snapper pretty soon, getting in the reps over there. I mean, but they fought back. I mean, I look at Isabella. I mean, she's a warrior. She came back on the Challenger Series last year. Alyssa Spence obviously had an amazing time on the Challenger Series last year. So they've spent time there. They know what it's about. And they all deserve to be on tour, so hopefully they get back on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of them too. 3 of them have had victories on the Challenger Series before, so you like their chances of getting back. They immediately, for me, just go to the top of the heap as far as favourites, and there's so much talent, we know that, in the Challenger Series rank. So, yeah, I feel like their spirits will be pretty high once they get there and get eyes on the Superbank.
Yeah, definitely. Superbank, what an amazing first Challenger Series event too. I mean, far out, if I was on the Challenger Series, that is one event I would want to be surfing in. Big, long right-hander, backhand belt after backhand
Kelly's
belt.
considering taking up a spot in the draw.
But what a good experience for, say, Alyssa Spencer, who's done really well on the regional QS series, all through a Pro Junior career, and then onto the Challengers, and she's been really close to qualifying. But having to surf the calibre of waves this year, Pipe, Sunset, Bells, and Portugal, really hardcore waves. And although we didn't really get the gnarliest conditions we've ever seen here at Margaret River, she'll get a lot out of that. The travel and she'll feel her boards, the connection between these waves. She'll get comfortable and she'll come back stronger if she can re-qualify through the Challenger Series.
Yeah, I really think she's got a great chance. The conditions today, challenging at times, but we still had lots of opportunity for the competitors. Thinking about the Surfline forecast, what are we looking at tomorrow, Felicity? Is it more of the same?
Look, I've had a little sneaky look myself already. In my opinion, I feel like it could be ever so slightly a little bit smaller than today. Obviously, we've got that small, long period west-south-west swell. It's slowly building through Thursday, but peaking on Friday. And I think we're going to come back down, have another look tomorrow morning because it's worthy. Obviously, knowing that we can run at Southsides now. Southside's obviously picking up so much more swell than main break. But good thing is that we've got a larger southwest swell on the way for Sunday. As we look to the next 3 days here, we're looking at main break now and Friday, 4 to 5 foot faces. Similar sort of story in the afternoon, but we've got that onshore wind in the Arvos. But I'm going to cast my eyes to Sunday, 6 to 10 foot faces offshore. That's lining up to be, in my opinion, a pretty good finals day.
Well, it all looks pretty good to me, whether we're running heats or exploring this area. We know we're going to have a really good time, which is important. Let's get stuck into the Biogland Daily Dose in what was a short but certainly a day full of highlights. Starting with Brisa Hennessy at number 5, just looking very strong, advancing in style. The backhand looking sharp out here today, Matt.
Yeah, very strong, very solid, committed. That first heat on that left-hander and the first heat at Southside that we've seen televised for quite some time. So well done to Brisa for adapting to the conditions and going out for that heat win.
Coming in at number 4, we saw Sawyer Lindblad really step things up, laying down one of my favourite turns today. And really comboed it up beautifully.
Oh, she did. This wave was amazing. It was excellent surfing, 8.10 and throwing buckets of spray, even onto Betty. Jake, the coach, loves it too. And yeah, she is keeping this dream alive and she needs a win and she's on her way.
At number 3, a former winner here, a veteran on the championship tour, needs to keep moving through heats to survive the cut. Sally Fitzgibbons, she has a mean backhand.
Yeah, and you know what? It almost sounds like the backing track to Grinspoons. You want to be a champion because anyone who wants to be the world champion is Sally Fitzgibbons, and she's still holding on hope, and she needs to get through in the next round to have a chance.
Number 2, collecting highlights anytime she puts the jersey on this year is Caitlin Simmers. The backhand just on fire.
Yeah, the beginning of this heat was actually a little bit sleepy. I was on a break. I went and got myself a Coke Zero, and I came back, looked at the screen. She had a 9.10. I couldn't believe it. She just turned this heat 9.10, backed it up with a 7.33. And I mean, I hadn't seen much of her backhand in competition, but wow, she really blew me away. Just her timing, her pace, just how loose she is with the fins and how fins free. Yeah, she really blew me away. Love seeing the backhand approach.
Yeah, biggest number of the women's event for Katie Simmers. But number 1, this moment belongs to Tyler Wright. She looked right up against it and saved herself with some last-minute heroics.
Yeah, and it was this extravagant finish that got Tyler that score. She's feeling connected with the waves, a brand new board. She had it shipped over just 2 days ago for this event, seeing the conditions, doing so well to overcome that heat and in the last few minutes take the win.
Yeah, awesome stuff. And you know what? Tyler is just a competitor this year who's looked to be in such a happy place. Her form's been great. The results haven't reflected, I think, where she's at. Maybe she can change that here in Margaret River.
I think so, and she mentioned it in her post-heat interview, but she thought her form was really good at Bells, and I'd agree with that. I think her boards were looking really good. Just some of the waves that I saw her put together, I think it was just unfortunate that she lost that heat there, and I feel like she's continuing the momentum here, and a healthy Tyler is a scary Tyler, in my opinion.
I think that's a good call. Well, we're going to get down here nice and early tomorrow. 6:45 a.m. We'll be making the call. Possible 7 o'clock start. Enjoy the highlights, and we'll see you tomorrow.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.